accessories on top of accessories on top of accessories. And some of these you've never seen before. Welcome back to the Cobra Pit, whether you're a long-time viewer or a newer subscriber. I appreciate every single one of you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I know there's not a ton of accessories out right now for the Cybertruck, but these are my top 10. The top 10 accessories that I think you need to have as a Cybertruck owner. All right, I'm gonna start with something that I put on my last few vehicles, Mudflaps. Now they do come with these front fairings, they call them, like they're Mudflaps for the front. And a lot of people have issues with these when they go off-roading, because when they talk about ground clearance, they're not considering these at all, right? They're talking about the actual bottom of the truck. So these break off when they hit a rock or if they hit the ground. So, because they're hard plastic, and the Tesla official Mudflaps are hard plastic too. Now, I don't know why they didn't make them rubber and floppy. And a good sturdy rubber Mudflap will protect, you know, the vehicle, your vehicle and the vehicles behind you from rocks, debris flying up, getting kicked up from your tires. The rear Mudflaps, they have bolts, they have push-ins, they're easy to install, they come with directions, they come with everything you need. They're about the same length as the front fairings, so these will definitely break off if you take these off-roading as well. Now you might be wondering why I don't have any center caps on mine. Now you know that the aero cover, the aero wheel cover was recalled, if you will. So they do have some nice center caps out there, a bunch of them. The reason why I don't have them is because I'm still waiting for the revised version. I don't want to spend $100 on some center caps, $50 on some center caps, and then end up taking them off in a few weeks, hopefully, when those aero covers come. So I'm still waiting on that. But in the meantime, let's check out what's inside of the truck. And I gotta have a trash can. I used to have a trash can, like a round one that fits in a cup holder on the side. Well, this is where I put my huge hydro flask. It's a perfect place for it. It sets up right there. And I don't want to waste that space for a trash can. So I found this trash can that fits right here next to it. And it's a good size. It doesn't wiggle around, doesn't bounce around. Everything is linked in the description. Some are affiliate links, some aren't. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and click below. If we take a look at the back seat, underneath the seats is a huge amount of space, and Tesla sells these under-seat storage bins. Now you just lift up the seat and they take up this whole space. They're sturdy. You don't hear them wiggling, creaking at all. When they originally announced these and sold these, they did have dividers in between so that you could have 3 large areas and 2 tiny parts for the dividers, but they for some reason stopped offering those dividers. So it's just a huge long underseat storage. This Sprayaway cleaner that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Hold that, because you know everybody knows. All right, so look what I put on this door. I put these little cabinet door holders on the inside of every single door. You see this right here. And all I did was take some Gorilla Tape to make sure it's nice and strong. That way when people close it, it doesn't rip off. But this is a way to keep people's hands off the exterior of the Cybertruck. Now my family's used to it, right? They've all been taught how to use it. But you might have a friend or someone that's not too familiar with it. Go ahead and touch the vehicle, right, and close it. Or passerbyers, people want to take a picture with the vehicle. They come and they touch it, get fingerprints all over it. Sprayaway. You need to keep Sprayaway. This is the next accessory. You need to keep Sprayaway. You need to keep a microfiber cloth. And all you do is spray and let it sit on those fingerprints. This is like magic. Whoever figured this out, oh, thank you so much. I mean, it doesn't, you can use this to wash your whole car, but I just use it to wipe up fingerprints and do little touch-ups here and there. So, and you just wipe it away. And look, it's streak-free, and those fingerprints are gone. Every once in a while, when they're really, really greasy, I do a second spray from time to time, but most of the time I don't even need it. And look at that. Look how that works. Spray away. And you can find this very inexpensively at Home Depot or Lowe's. So go ahead and check out Sprayaway and get you some microfiber cloths. I still will have links to that in the description. Now this next accessory, oh my goodness. This is just, so the Cybertruck is a truck. It's functional. but you have to love the way it looks. You have to, right? Or else you won't buy it. So it's about aesthetics too. Aesthetics plays a big role in everything. And I love how this cable organizer looks. Now, I like Marvel. I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but I must admit, this Thor inspired cable organizer, it fits the Cybertruck's look, Cybertruck's feel. It's made of aluminum, and just look at the detail they put into this, right? The detail put into this. What's really cool is the Tesla charger fits in there perfectly, snugly, right? You can put this anywhere. They recommend about 3 feet away, but I wanted it right here in between everything, and it's super easy to install. They have a back plate with 3 screws, and you find out where you want it. You drill the holes, you attach it, and then you just slide it on. Now, I might use it without the cable wrapped around it, right? Just hang it from there so it's just like a legit hammer. Or look how wide open this centerpiece is where you can wrap the cable around, right? Multiple times where it looks nice and tight. So it slides in easily and it pops out easily. I mean, this just looks dope to me, right? It looks dope. But tell me this does not match the Cybertruck. No, it's not stainless steel, but it's a nice quality aluminum. You can feel it, you can hear it, you can touch it, you can smell it. I look how it feels, and it's functional. So you might as well have a little fun. Let's check out the bed of that truck. So you go ahead and pop it open. Yes, it works fine now. If you've watched my other videos, you know what's up. So you know about this vault cargo divider, and I love it. What I love about it is it has these MOLLE panels. And I bought these hooks for the MOLLE panels, and they have cool little Cybertruck branding, and they are not official. They are by T-Raps. And I love these because you can easily hang whatever you need to hang from this. Like, you know, I use this bed for grocery shopping sometimes, right? And sometimes you don't want your bags to just, you know, wiggle around, slide around back there. So what you do is you just use these hooks and you just hang them on there, right? You just hang them on there. And remember, the placement of your cargo divider, you know, it matters, right? If you can't reach it, you can move it up. But if you can access it, I love having these hooks, and they look nice, and they have the Cybertruck theme. And now my bags won't be all over the bed, right? Everything will stay in place. But this cargo divider is easy to use. You just have to make sure you line up the holes, and this little handle at the top, this is the lever to retract the end pieces so they can go into the L tracks on the sides of the truck bed. Now, you just have to line it up, and I don't have to line them up perfectly. You get kind of close and it'll like wriggle its way in there. So, you know, you just set it up. But I love having this cargo divider. It's a must-have to divide your bed into 2 parts, because I don't need the whole bed all the time. I just want to use the back for those storage bins you see back there. What's in those storage bins? Now, these are official Tesla storage bins, and I know they're pricey, but you know, they fit the aesthetic. They look Cybertrucky, and they're set up perfect. I know I can get some bins from Home Depot, I know that, but I just want the theme to continue, right? You get 3 in a bundle, right? You could get a set of 3 or 2 sets of 3 to fill up the whole bed. But look how it fits. Look how it looks, even down at the bottom. You can easily slide it up and down the bed, and you can put different things in there. I keep my ramp in there. My ramp isn't one of my accessories, my recommended accessories, because I don't use it. I was going to use it once for a bike, but I just lifted the bike in there. So I haven't used it yet, so I can't really recommend it. But these storage bins are excellent. If you go camping, you keep your camping gear in here. I keep my sports gear in this one right here. So, you know, whenever I need to just pull out whatever I need, a football, a basketball, my shoes, my cleats, my pickleball. And this bin over here, I can't show you what's in that one. But just know, everything's safe and secure in here because you can close the tonneau. And what I really like is with my cargo divider set up right here in the middle, you see there's a little bit of space, right? A little bit of space in between the storage bin and the cargo divider. I can still open it up and access the contents of the storage bin because there's enough room for that. And you can just lift up lift it up at an angle, lift up the lid, and you can access everything out of there. So I really do love these bins. So you can't talk about the bed of a truck without talking about the frunk of a truck, if your truck got a frunk. Before I even open that frunk, one of the biggest issues I've had, and I noticed this the very first drive, after taking delivery of my truck, I drove about 6 hours, and along that road, the front of this truck is so flat. They talk about the aerodynamics, but that part is flat, and it kills bugs. It's straight murder. So I was like, I already knew I needed to put a PPF on that. So I looked over at Test Bros. They have DIY PPF kits for the whole truck. So I just wanted the front covered, right? They have gloss and matte. I went with gloss, and it was super easy to install. They give you everything you need, and it's an easy install, right? Follow the directions that they have laid out in their videos. But because the Cybertruck is so flat and so easy, doing the front of this is like night and day versus doing my Model Y that had all these different curves and twists and turns. So it was so easy to install. But the only thing is, because I just did the very front and it's a little glossy, you can tell the difference, right? You can tell the difference from the rest of the truck. So matte would match a little better. I think I'm gonna try the matte one next to see if it matches a little better. I don't want to cover the whole truck because I want the truck to have the unique look that it was intended to have. I want the truck to, I want to see how the truck weathers, how it patinas naturally, right, without putting something on it. But anyway, look how easily I can just wipe those bugs off, right? It's like nothing. And I'm just using my hand. You get some Sprayaway or a rag and they're coming off even easier. But I have to have protection because yes, you can still get rock chips, right? You can still scratch the stainless steel. So I love having that PPF on it, and it's easy to do. Highly recommend it. But once you open up that frunk, you will see this beautiful cargo net. Now, oh man, I don't know, this is a lifesaver. I can just secure it under these nets, and they use their same L-tracks that's in the bed. Easy to install, right? The directions are right there. You just remove those side panels, use a little socket wrench, and you have L-track right there. You can put any L-track accessory there really, but I love having this cargo net because now it's even easier for me to use my front. One is button, is power operated, right? And two, now I have some place where I can hold something securely. I have another accessory video that's all the official accessories. If you want to learn about all the problems I have with my Cybertruck, there's a video for that too. Just don't forget, Cobra told ya. All right, y'all.